Hi you guys, welcome to my video. My name is Rio. In today's video, I'm going to share with you why I don't think mindfulness is the right path. And I'm not here to tell you that you shouldn't practice mindfulness, but I am going to share why I don't think it is the final solution, why I don't think it's the answer. So let's start with the word mindfulness. Mindfulness doesn't actually make your mind empty. The very word indicates the true effect of only doing spiritual practices in life, like yoga, meditating, nonviolence, essentially trying not to have opinions about anything, trying to be a blank slate. There is a Buddhist belief that desire is the root of all evil, because yearning, feeling passion for or about something often leads to feeling unhappy because of the feeling itself or what it causes you to do. Mindfulness follows this same approach in that it tries to eliminate the chaos, the madness of the human mind through different activities that allow the mind to be calm. But in today's video, I'm going to share exactly why I walked away from this path and what I chose to do instead. I based my life around this path. Up until recently, I chose to worship Jesus instead, and I'm not here to push him onto you. I'm here to share the life changes that I've gotten from following Jesus instead. A lot of the things that mindfulness tries to achieve, like a sense of meaning, a sense of calm, overall happiness, are the things that Jesus actually delivers. Mindfulness tries to get them, but Jesus delivers. So, before I get into my story, I was always that person who thought that Christian music was corny. I thought that Christians they would push their beliefs onto people, and I did not like that. So for me to come out and say that I'm a Christian now is, not only does it probably confuse some of my watchers, because up until this point I've been so about spirituality, but it also has made me rethink everything in my life. But I think you guys will bear with me and understand that it's life, and life is about trying new things out. For a long time, I've been non-stop preaching about the law of attraction, astrology, Mother Earth, spirituality, but there came a point where the stress of the world was so large and so looming that these things just weren't cutting it anymore. It started when I had a stressful job. Well, not one stressful job, actually several stressful jobs in a row. Even though there wasn't any impending danger in my life at the time, I still felt this underlying sense of doom, like everything was just wrong. I felt like everything was destined for failure. Everything was doomed. The world was ending, and no one liked me. All these negative thoughts that were just compounding like debt that was just gonna crush me eventually. And despite everything that I'd been doing, meditating, yoga, fitness, I found that I still had this underlying anxiety. I was worried about what people thought of me. I felt like I was at the breaking point. So I got in the pizza truck this one day to go deliver pizzas. And I started by taking 3 deep breaths at the steering wheel. This helped for a few minutes. Then the thoughts just came crashing back in. Am I good enough? Does so-and-so like me? Am I doing this right? Am I living my life right? And again, I just felt super overwhelmed. So I'm flipping through the radio, and I happened to land on a Christian radio station called K-Love. And I decided, well, there's nothing good on. So I let it play while I drove. And the weirdest thing happened. I was just thinking, I was like pondering Jesus and his life, his human life. This man was a human being, and he went through something a billion times more traumatizing than what I was going through. And even then, even after all that, all he had for the world was love. And all of a sudden my heart just filled with euphoria, with love and happiness, with the strongest sense of love I had ever felt in my life on that drive. I knew I didn't have to worry about saving the world. I knew Jesus was doing that in that moment. I just knew. I had always heard people say that they got saved, and I was like, what does that mean? And then I just suddenly understood on that drive. I felt like Jesus had found my soul and just claimed it and gone into it and changed everything. Everything about me and my life and my thought processes and my emotions. And I realized that all it took was just me saying yes, was just me accepting him, and that's all he needed. The biggest lie he destroyed first was that I need to worry constantly. And after he destroyed that lie, it had a ripple effect on my entire life. I felt more protected, more grounded, safe, loved, and okay with myself for the first time. It's kind of like Jesus held a mirror up to me so that I could see all the parts of me through his eyes. And what I saw was a scared, defensive, emotional girl who was so tired of people not accepting her and hurting her that she stayed guarded all the time. I sabotaged good relationships, pushed people away, and did everything I could to keep from being vulnerable, really, is what it was. I felt more open with people after Jesus showed me this side of myself. Discovering Jesus was like this huge information download all at once. And I've always believed that divinity is the highest form of intelligence. Above everything, science, logic, divinity is at the very top because it holds all the answers. Science and logic can only get you so far. If you try to reason everything in life, it won't make sense because you're not seeing the big picture. You can only see the big picture with God. So it wasn't like Jesus saved me all at once and then the work was just over. It was more like Jesus found me when I was a broken vase on the floor. My pieces were scattered everywhere. And he handed me glue and he said, "You fix it." I am in the process of healing all the broken parts of my soul that Jesus is showing me. So once I get done with one part, he's like, okay, now there's this to focus on. And then once I get done with that part, there's another one. There's always more. That's why it's life, because we're here to fix all the parts of our soul. If you want a reality check, let Jesus in. Jesus completely changed my relationships with people. I loved each person that I met without even knowing who they were. I just felt that they were worthy of love, and somehow I just felt like I knew them in a way. And I knew there was purpose in my life. I just knew that God had a plan, and I knew that I didn't have to worry about where it was going. And Jesus also helped me to see the darkest part of me, the part that I've struggled with my whole life, and that's the fear of love, fear of abandonment, and of committing to a man. There are a lot of messages out there, and these messages really caused me to sabotage my relationships and also caused me to be unhappy. So these are messages like, the path to empowerment is self-love at the expense of men, unborn babies, and our souls. That it's empowering to get an abortion, empowering to decide you don't need a man. It's empowering to be promiscuous, to leave men if they're not making you happy without a second thought, to use men, basically to be trash so that you can feel better about being a woman somehow. Here's what those disgusting messages did to me. They made me push men away. They made me sabotage good relationships. They made me more miserable overall. And here's what those messages don't have: love and the wisdom that a man cannot make you happy unless you are happy. I don't believe that a baby should be killed in the womb for the sake of convenience. So these messages corrupted me, and they led me to sabotage my relationships until Jesus came along and showed me my scars, and I was forced to finally take responsibility for my own problems relating to love. And the last change that I will mention in this video is that Jesus calmed my mind. He calmed my soul, not just my mind. You see, the issue with mindfulness is that it targets the mind, which is just a symptom. not the root of the problem. The law of attraction, yoga, and all other different mindfulness techniques all target either the mind, the body, or the heart. That's why they will change the way you feel, but only for a little while. The relief from stress and depression is temporary. But Jesus targets the soul. He heals your soul. That creates lasting change in your mind, your body, your heart, your whole life. Before, I just prayed to God. And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't work. I didn't really feel a strong connection. When I started connecting to Jesus, I understood why. It's because you can't have the Father until you have the Son. Jesus is like the connecting piece. He's like the bridge to God. And he knows your heart. I still think that mindfulness is good, but I don't think it's the answer anymore. I don't think it's the end-all be-all of happiness. Because before we let Jesus into our hearts, we are like caged birds. And a caged bird can only do so much to convince himself that he's free. When we let Jesus open the latch on that cage, we are freed from the boundaries of this world. This world which is so filled with sin and darkness. God also shows you the meaning of all the darkness and all the sin in the world. And it doesn't have to do with you not being worthy. It just has to do with you either choosing love and Jesus and the path of light, or continuing down your path of self-destruction and darkness and giving in to the temptations and the pain of this world. Because this world can really be like a maze. If you let it, it will suck you out into the ocean. The currents will grab you and pull you, and you'll never make it back. But I feel like Jesus grabbed me out of that ocean and led me back to land. And I'm forever grateful. I can't express that feeling in a video because it goes so far beyond words. So I want to leave you with a quote. If the sun sets you free, you'll be free indeed. Thank you for watching this video. God bless you, and I just pray that you will have the most amazing day. I just pray, God, over whoever is watching this video, that he or she will be blessed in every way possible, that he or she will find Jesus, find you, and that you will be the shining light in their life. In Jesus' name, amen. Have a blessed day.